All right, here we go with one of our last couple topics here. So last class you learned how to do the power rule. You also learned, remembered about derivatives. Remember, the derivative is all these things. Change in y over change in x. You write it as f prime of x or y prime, dy dx. It's also the slope of a function at any moment, the velocity at any particular moment, so it's the instantaneous velocity, and it's the slope of a tangent line to a function at a point. So you already learned the power rule, so let's remember that. So f prime of x would be, let's see, so we multiply here, you get negative 20, x to the third, you take 1 away. All right, then we get 6, x to the 1. And this one has an x to the 1 already, so it's minus 7, x to the 0, so I don't write it. And remember, this has an x to the 0, so when I multiply that, it goes away. Okay, so there's my derivative. All right, so last time I told you that one way that you could do the derivative of something like this was that you had to multiply it out. All right, so I told you before, I was like, oh, you got to FOIL this. 3x times x is 3x squared. Then you get negative 15 minus 1, so negative 16x, and then plus 5. And then we went on to do the derivative with the power rule, so 6x minus 16, okay? But I lied, all right? So actually, frankly, in this case, that would probably be the easiest way to do this, but there is something called the product rule. So when you have the product rule, it's because you have two things multiplied together, hence the term product. All right, and so what you do is this. You take the derivative of the first part, of the first item, and you do that. Then you multiply that by the original second item, so you don't touch the second one. You put addition, then you take the derivative of the second one and multiply it by the original first one. So watch what happens. So my derivative, so I wouldn't have to multiply this out. My derivative, this is my f of x, and this is my g of x. So the derivative of f of x is 3. I write this back. Plus, now the derivative of g of x, so g prime of x is 1. Then I write that one back again. So with a little bit of simplifying, 3x minus 15 plus 3x minus 1, and look what I get, 6x minus 16, just like we got before. So, in different ways you can decide which one you like better. Each one has some algebra to it, but in some cases you can only do the product rule. Like this one we're able to multiply out, and for now, you're not doing complicated derivatives yet, so anyway. All right, so let's do a few more. So this one. So I definitely actually would not like to multiply this out. I do not want to multiply a binomial times a trinomial. That's kind of a pain. So let's do our derivative the product rule way. The derivative of this, remember this is my f of x, this is my g of x. So his derivative would be 3x squared minus 8x. I'm putting parentheses because there's two parts. And then 3x plus 2 stays the same. Plus the derivative of 3x plus 2 is 3. And then I leave all that the same. So you do see that you are going to have some algebra to do, but at least it's not that bad. 3x times 3x squared makes you 9x to the third. 3x times negative 8x makes you negative, 24x squared. 2 times 3x squared is 6x squared minus 16x. And back here, plus 3x to the third minus 12x squared plus 15. And combining everything, let's see, I got these two, so what's that, 12? Then I got these two, these 3. All right, so negative 36 plus 6, so negative 30x squared minus 16x plus 15. So there's no way to get around doing some algebra, but at least I feel like that algebra is a little bit easier. Okay, now in this case, it actually might be easier to multiply this through. That would probably be more advantageous here, but we're just going to try to use a product rule. All right, so here we go. So y prime, the derivative of this would be negative 5 x to the negative 2 times, leave this alone, plus, now I do the derivative of this, so that would be 6x minus 7 times that guy. And then let's just simplify it. So let's see, negative 15, add these exponents, get nothing. And I get plus 35. Add these exponents, get negative 1. I get minus 10, x to the negative 2. Over here, plus 30. No exponent, or no x's, because they cancel out. And then minus 35, x to the negative 1. All right, so let's take a look. This guy's alone. Then we have this guy and this guy. Oh, look, they cancel out. And then plus 15. Okay. All right, so again, like I said, you can decide what to do, but this is just another example. It would be kind of a pain to multiply this out. So this is asking me for f prime of 2. So I have to find the derivative first. All right, so let's do that. The derivative of the front is 8x plus 6 times the original back. All right, and then plus the derivative of the back, 3x squared minus 8x times original front, 2x to the 4th plus 6x. Now, this one's special. It asks for the answer at 2. So frankly, I don't even need to multiply all this stuff out. It would be kind of a pain, right? All I have to do is plug in the number 2. So let's see, I get 16 plus 6, 8 minus 4 times 4, 16. And so you'll run into this in calculus a lot. You don't want to do all the algebra because you just need to plug in a number. So this would be 4 times 3, so 12 minus 8 times 2 is 16. 2 times 16, 2 to the 4th is 16. So 16 to 32 plus 12. Okay, so let's see, we got 22 times negative 8 plus, that would be a negative 4 times 44. Oh goodness, I don't have my calculator with me. Let's see, 160, 176, and 160 is 176. All right, let me check that out again. 44 times 4, 16 carry 1, yep, and 22 times 8, 16 carry 1. All right, yeah, they're both 176. All right, so I get negative 350, what? 2 carry 1, 15 carry 1, 352. Okay, all right, so I just put these down here for you to try. I'll go ahead and do them. If you want to pause the video, you could do that and try them yourself, or you could just watch me do them. So for my derivative, I will get the derivative of this guy, which is 6x times 5x minus 2, plus derivative of 5x minus 2 is 5 times 3x squared plus 4. Work that out. 30x squared minus 12x plus 15x squared plus 20. So I get 45x squared minus 12x plus 20. All right, down here, my derivative. The derivative of 6x to the negative 2 is negative 12x to the negative 3 times 3x squared minus 7x. Then plus the derivative of this guy would be 6x minus 7 times that guy. All right, so now do my algebra. I get negative 36, x to the negative 1, plus 12 times 7 is 84, x to the negative 2 when I add those exponents. 70. Yep. All right, here I get plus 36, x to the negative 1 when I add those exponents, and then minus 42, x to the negative 2. So let's see, these guys, that would be 42, x to the negative 2. And these guys, up, look, cancel that right out. All right, there's my derivative. Okay, see you next time. Bye-bye.